All right, Ivan Cleary and Craig Bellamy are divided on the controversial penalty try rulings. Take a look.
No, I'm not comfortable. I think it's one of those ones where, originally where the rule was made, we just tend to forget why that was made and sort of drift off and become something else. It's all about player safety, that rule. I think some of the ones you've seen have got nothing to do with safety. Just a little bit of common sense needed in and around that rule. I think, as long as it's deemed safe, then I think you should get the opportunity to at least try and stop a try in that situation.
That's the rules. Doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It's the guys making up the rules. So that's the rules. That's the rules. So again, if you want to put an application in to get the rules changed, they can do it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to worry about that. They're the rules. So that's what we're all got to play to.
Oh, very good.
They're the rules, bro.
They are the rules. They're the rules. If he wants to put an application in, put an application in.
Yeah, there's one rule about the wingers. Just don't talk about the rules.
All right, huge clash. Panthers Storm, live and ad break free during play, Thursday, 7 p.m. right here on Fox League. This sets up to be an epic encounter.
Yeah. Look, you think Penrith, if they're going to really put a big warning shot out there, they go there and they beat Melbourne. Melbourne without Hughes, I think that they're still a little bit down and they haven't had that 80-minute performance. I'm still waiting for Melbourne to...
No Pappenhausen too.
Yeah, no Pappenhausen. Well, there you go. So, it's not the strongest Melbourne Storm side, but there's no Isaiah Yeo either.
Melbourne want to win, but Penrith have to win, right? Penrith need to finish top 4. Well, they don't need to, but they're in the top 4 now. They don't want to let that go. And they've got a week, Melbourne into Canberra. If they win both those games, they're premiership favourites. Melbourne... If they lose, it's okay because they then play Canterbury the week after. That's the big one for them because if they win that with their better for and against, that'll get them in the top 2. So I'm not saying Melbourne won't be all guns blazing in this game, but I think this is a bit more important to Penrith.
We're going to get a great barometer. One way or the other, we're going to get a great barometer on where these two clubs sit as far as premiership claims are concerned. Arguably, we could be seeing this year's grand final.
Yeah.
That's how good these two teams are. Guys, I know there's a lot of chatter in and around Isaiah Yeo and a shoulder issue. I can tell you that he had a crack to play in this game yesterday. And it's certainly not as not feared as much as what is being suggested. I expect him to be right in the running next week.
Yeah, Raiders, right?
Against the Raiders.
I'm hearing the same thing.
In Mudgee Brae.
Yeah.
Yowie is from that area of where he played his junior footy. So I expect Isaiah to be right in the frame next week.
On Super Saturday this week too. Now, Bellamy, he had no issue with the penalty try rule. Is anyone surprised by that?
Yeah. Look, this is the subplot of all subplots. And honestly, guys, it can move from the background to one of the biggest headlines as we get towards the premiership.
Yeah.
Because this ruling has the potential to decide a premiership. We saw a penalty try awarded on the weekend that has raised a lot of polarising debate. And we see that Ivan Cleary, there's no doubt in the world, the Melbourne Storm...
There's no debate over that one there, though.
Yeah, but there's no... What I was about to say, bro, is Ivan's had his say as a setup for this match tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Because he wants the spotlight on this play. Melbourne Storm have scored more tries from kicks than any other team in the comp.
I mean, Coates is up against tall. Cameron Munster has hit Coates 2 or 3 times the last 2 weeks for tries over taller opponents. So that's going to be a go-to tomorrow.
And if he's not kicking to Coates, he's kicking to Ellicott Toa.
That's right. Now, will they... Again, we spoke last night. Is there any talk that they could change this rule before the finals?
No, they can't change it, can they? Braith?
I spoke to the NRL today, boys, and they're not changing it.
No.
Certainly not now.
It's not a clear-cut change.
Yeah, this is the problem. This needs proper discussion.
Because there's going to be grey area around a lot of this. They can't just go, OK, now you can attack the player in the air. So, and some like this one here.
If they change the rule, there's going to be so much grey in it.
So much grey.
So much.
Here's the problem with the Teague Wilton one, right? Which is the one that really stood out, right? I've heard experts say, and I don't necessarily think they're wrong, saying, well, it's a penalty, but it's not a penalty try. Problem is, once it goes to the bunker and you've awarded that a penalty, then it has to be a penalty try because by virtue of it being a penalty in a situation, of course Wilton is going to score if Sloan isn't doing what he's doing. This is a very complicated subject, and I don't know
if they
how
call
we
that
solve
no
it.
try, because I genuinely think he went up to get the ball and he didn't in the air. He made a split decision.
Sloan did nothing wrong.
No, but what will happen is they'll start disguising going up for the ball
Yep.
and just tackling him in the air.
My concern, guys, is that this rule was implemented back in 2022 on the basis of player safety. That was we want to protect the players from flipping over and being tackled mid-air, which is understandable. However, there is nothing dangerous happening to Teague Wilton.
Yeah.
See,
Nothing.
See what Munster's doing there, right? And I applaud Melbourne for doing this. But how many times in the last couple of months have we seen Melbourne switch their attack just so they can pop up a kick
That's
to coach?
what they do.
It's a brilliant skill. But is this what we want our game to become? Just high kicks into the
I agree
corner.
with you, Dan. I think it's concerning.
I'm not knocking Melbourne because
No,
they've got the player to do it. So they're well done there. And Coates, when
do
he gets
want
it
to,
right,
because
it is
You don't
spectacular.
like that. I love it when the coach goes up for the high catch and the athleticism
I'm
he
saying
shows.
now, if that's a penalty try, Coates a bad example because it's brilliant to watch.
Yeah.
But if other clubs start doing this, the Roosters do it well with Tupou.
Yeah.
Right? If this becomes the norm,
Can I tell you something, Dan?
is that what we want our game
Dan,
to be?
that's Tuesday, Thursday, captain's run, practicing that catch. If he catches it better than
It's
you,
a brilliant skill.
and that's the skill that he's got. His highlight reel is unbelievable. Why don't we let his skill do that? If we got someone that can out-leap someone, and we can call him Air Jordan, but why don't we let him do it?
But that's why we've got to knock the penalty try situation on the head. Because if the attacking player goes up and knows all he's got to do is catch it, and if he's taken on the way down, it's a penalty try.
Guys,
We
if-
can't have
What,
that.
what we need to appreciate is this is not a quick fix for the NRL, everyone can complain and debate about it, but it's not that simple.
Yeah, no, leave the rule alone. Otherwise, we'll have all hit-up wingers.